We're diving into a really heavy case today, the murder of Ashley Miller back in 2021. Obviously, this is a sensitive topic.
Absolutely.
Our hearts go out to Ashley's family and friends. We're going to try to walk through about 10 points.
Okay.
To kind of piece together what we know about what happened.
Right.
Starting with Ashley's life, who was she? Beyond just the victim.
Yeah, sadly, that's one of the biggest challenges with this case. The information about Ashley's life, it's pretty limited. Makes you think, how much does that affect the way we perceive cases like this? Does it make it harder to connect and actually demand those answers?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Like we're missing that personal connection almost.
Right.
So what about the timeline leading up to, everything that happened, her disappearance and murder? Do we know anything about what was going on in her life?
It's tough to say. It's really hard to find anything concrete, specific dates, events, anything like that.
Right.
It feels like we're looking at a puzzle with a lot of the pieces missing.
Yeah, it's like someone's purposely keeping those details hidden.
Right.
So where was Ashley found? What did the crime scene look like?
Well, that information actually isn't publicly available. The exact location and the initial observations, those are all being kept pretty tightly under wraps.
That's got to be frustrating, Especially for anyone trying to understand what happened.
Right.
Makes you wonder what those details could reveal.
Yeah.
Speaking of revealing, what about the autopsy? Do we know the cause of death?
That's another piece that's missing. The sources we have don't give any specifics on cause of death or, any key findings from the autopsy.
So we're basically working with very little here. So much is unknown. It's like trying to see through fog. What about suspects? Were there any people they were looking at early on?
That part's a bit of a black box, too. The sources don't mention any names or even any types of relationships being investigated. It's almost like that part of the story is intentionally being kept quiet.
Wow, that's strange. But I guess it makes you think, right? In cases like this, they probably look at everyone close. Family, friends, romantic relationships.
Right. Because those connections often reveal a lot about potential motives and, of course, opportunity. And, in this day and age, you would think social media would play a role. Did the community rally around this case? Were there online campaigns or anything like that?
Right.
Well, surprisingly, that doesn't seem to be the case. No mention of any major social media involvement or a big community response. It makes you wonder, if there was more information out there, would people have been more engaged?
Yeah, it's almost like the whole thing happened in a vacuum. So was anyone ever arrested? Did they ever catch whoever did this?
Sadly, that's another key question that goes unanswered. The sources we have don't say one way or the other. It's unsettling, right? Not knowing if anyone was held accountable.
Absolutely. It's almost more disturbing not knowing. Was there ever even a trial? Did this case ever make it to court?
That's the part that's really frustrating. That part of the story, the legal proceedings they're just not there. It's like a whole chapter is missing. We can only speculate about what the legal arguments were, what strategies they used, if there even was a trial.
Yeah. It's heartbreaking to think Ashley's family might still be searching for answers, searching for justice.
It really makes you realize how long and difficult that journey can be for families.
It does. So how is Ashley's family honoring her memory? Are they doing any advocacy work? Are they working to change anything?
I think it's important to focus on the family's strength and determination to see justice served, even with so much still unknown.
Yeah.
It may not be spelled out, but their fight for answers, their push for the truth, that speaks volumes, even without all the details.
It's a good reminder that these cases, they go beyond just headlines. They affect real people, real families, real communities. And it sounds like there's a lot we still don't know about what happened to Ashley Miller.
There is.
What stands out to you as the most impactful part of all of this?
I think the most impactful, maybe even the most unsettling part is just how much we don't know.
Yeah.
It's like trying to put together a puzzle where half the pieces are missing. This case really highlights how important it is to have access to information, not just for understanding what happened, but for honoring Ashley's memory and supporting those she left behind.
That's a powerful takeaway. The details of Ashley Miller's case may remain shrouded in mystery, but his story underscores the complex nature of justice, the pursuit of truth, and the profound impact of loss. It's something we should all remember.
I agree.
And to Ashley's family, we want to say we stand with you.
We do.
And we hope that one day you'll find the answers you deserve.
We hope so too.
To our listeners, thank you for joining us on this difficult journey. And if you have any information about Ashley Miller's case, please don't hesitate to contact the authorities.
Every piece of information could be crucial.
Every piece could help bring Ashley's family closer to the truth. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.